So I
Okay.
have seen your work. So basic, I think in Revit your basic is clear, lighting, texturing is clear, output is good. Yes, nice.
Okay.
So in 3ds Max, whatever we did last class, do you have anything to ask on regarding that, or should we start from a new, like from scratch, the toolbar interface? You tell me how you want to go. From toolbar and
Mm,
interface, or you have any doubt, any query with you?
um, yeah, I think let's start from scratch and see because I think the modeling and the basics should be very, very clear. Otherwise,
Okay.
it can create problem.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So, are you online with your laptop, computer, or it's from your mobile? How it is?
Laptop?
Laptop. Okay. So, I'm asking because if you work with me, if it's possible to go, whatever I will share here, whatever I'm going to discuss over here, if you do it by yourself, you will be learn more faster and you will remember that. So try to do it by yourself also, like the interface, start 3ds max also. Is it okay to share to let to me to see your screen so that you can share your screen with me so that I can see
Uh,
your work?
Actually, I'm on MacBook now, so I'll have to turn on the Windows. Um,
Okay,
okay, I
then
can do that.
okay, leave it then, leave it then. As of now,
Okay.
it just interface and toolbars, so it's okay, not a big
Mm-hmm.
deal. But when we will work on modeling, we will create something. I wish to see your work, how you, comfortable with tools and all. Okay.
Yeah, or I can start from next class from Windows laptop.
Okay, fine. That is fine with me.
Yeah.
Okay. So when we start 3ds Max, 3ds Max, which version are you using?
2021?
Okay, nice. 2021.
Yeah.
And V-Ray?
Uh, yeah, I think it's the latest one.
Yeah, 5, V-Ray 5. 5.1 also I think came, but V-Ray 5 is what most of us used to use. Okay, so software is okay, software is fine. So
Mm-hmm.
when we going to start the software, you will see. Can you see my screen clearly? My
Yeah,
computer screen. Okay.
yeah.
So this is the interface. The major portion is your working area.
Mm-hmm.
Over the here, left side top view, front view, left view, perspective view. If I'm going too fast or too slow, just let me know. Okay, don't hesitate in interrupting me. I will not mind all those things. If you think that I'm too slow, I should go little fast, just let me know. Fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So see, uh, when you start TDS Max, the biggest thing, the you will see the working area. The most of the thing you will the most space it will take is the working area where actual you will do something. Okay, and as you know, this is a 3D software. So here you can see a perspective view over my left side bottom. You can move and see the object. Let me quickly create an object. Right side is all my properties, creation things. Whatever I have to create, I will create from here. Right side toolbar is over here. Control panel, you can say, over here, right side panel. So the first plus sign is to create. I will quickly create a box. Here ready-made shapes are there: box, sphere, cylinder, torus, which I'm gonna tell you how we used to use all ready-made shapes. As of now, I will use a simple box shape over here and create a box. Just left click, drag, release, and again drag, and again left click.
Okay.
And you can see the cursor, the plus sign is still there. That means the box is still activated. That means I can
Mm-hmm.
create another box. If I again click and drag and release my mouse and again I drag, again I will create the box. Again I have to
Okay.
click left click to come out
Mm-hmm.
of drawing mode. See, again this cursor is still there and my box is still activated. To come out of this drawing mode, right now I am in a drawing mode. either you can press escape. Okay, I press escape. Now the cursor is changed to selection mode, or you have to click W, or over the top there is a option called select and move. Shortcut is W. Select, rotate and scale. Okay,
Okay.
so right now just focus on the interface, the tools which are using right side on the top. I will going to explain everything over here. Right now I am explaining.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yes, yes.
Are you recording this?
Yes, the video is recording. Yes, I started the
Okay.
video
Okay.
recording. Yes,
Okay.
I will share with you. Okay, no problem. On
Okay.
YouTube, I will share with you.
Okay.
Okay, fine. So this is just regarding the interface. So here you can see in a 3 dimension on perspective, and over here left side top, it's the top view of your model, and then the front view, and left side bottom left side, it is the left view. Okay.
Okay.
So this, if technically I will say, then this all three are orthographic, where you see the two view or the one view only, one portion of your 3D model. And this perspective view, here you can see the 3 dimension of your model. Okay? The height, the depth and the width. Okay.
Okay.
There is lots more other things in the interface, like you see over the plus sign, there's a perspective written over here, there's a standard written over, there's a default setting written over here. We're going to see one by one slowly. Okay, right now just you have to understand that the biggest portion over here is a working area, where you can create object and move and see your 3D object. There is different option to see the top view, front view, left or perspective view, the 3D views. Okay, till now it's clear.
Yeah.
Okay, now one thing more, one question might be have come, that if I am using a perspective view, then I don't have to see the top view or front view. Now, so to enlarge this view, what I am going to tell you, that if you are using one particular view, suppose perspective view, then you can enlarge this view to the entire space. The shortcut of that is Alt plus W.
Okay.
Okay, so now this perspective view is enlarged to my entire viewport. Just I will write a quick note on Word also, so that it will be more easy for you to understand the shortcut which I'm using. So here it's like we are working on interface. Now first of all we give a topic like TDS Max Basic. Okay, we are working on TDS Max Basic. The words are clear, like it's not too small for you. I will just enlarge this. No?
Okay.
It's visible, no? The words I'm typing over
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
it's visible, no?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, yeah.
So we are doing TDS Max Basic, and we are seeing the interface. On interface, we are looking at working area. Working area, okay. And now the shortcut for enlarge the working area, or activate the working area. Okay, I can say enlarge or activate, or you can say full screen, whatever it suits to you. Is the shortcut is, sorry, Alt plus W key. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
The shortcut is Alt plus W key to enlarge your working area. Now you can see a better picture over here. There are other options also, like on the bottom right you can see there are lots of tools over here. With the help of this tool also you can do the same thing which I am doing with the shortcut Alt plus W. You can do same thing over here, over the right portion over here. But there are some other tool also, So I will going to explain you when I will explain the tools over here in the bottom portion, then I will explain all the tools over here. Clear?
Okay.
Let's just focus on the interface only, the working area only. So I have enlarged my working area. Now I can see properly my 3D objects over here. Now if I just move a bit the object, you can see there is a grid. This is called grid. Okay. Now this is very important. Whenever you work on 3ds Max, always try to create your object as near to grid as possible. Because what happen now, if you export from 3ds Max to any other software like Lumion, or you can go to Maya or any other like ZBrush or any other software, their pivot point also have the same grid, the same center point as 3ds Max. So suppose if your model is away from the origin means this grid point, center point, then if you export from here and take to other software, it will be away in their interface also, object is really far, so it will be difficult for you to work there properly. So always remember this grid point, this is the center of your interface, this working area. Okay, and this grid point also has x, y, z. See, when I select any object, you can see these arrows. This tells the direction, x axis, y axis, and z axis. See, in Infinity, this here it's just like a universe. 3D is also just like a universe. There is no end. The space over here, you can see here, it's like infinite spaces over here. So just to get an idea where my object is, the software person has created a platform, and just consider this platform as a 0 0 axis where all the 3 dimensions come and meet at one place, x, y, and z. Okay, the length, width, and the height of object. Okay, so just to you understand it properly, they created this center point grid, which we call a grid. And to to know what is the position of my object in the grid, lower you can see over here, you see it's the distance is mentioned over here, like x, how much distance it is in x, how much distance in y axis, and how much in z axis. Okay, any question till now?
No, that's fine.
That's fine, no?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you have to bring any model, not only this model but any kind of model or any kind of object to the center, just click on the object, and over here you can double click. Give me a second, no? I just silent my cell phone. Okay, you can double click over here and type 0. 0 means 0, it will move to center. Or you can just right click over here, right click, whatever this measurement unit is there, if you right click, it will go to 0 automatically. Okay, so this way your model now is at the center of your origin or center of your grid. 0 0 0 x, y, z, now it's 0. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I told you about this. 1 second, just let me see what else I can tell you right now. Standard default setting. Okay, see over the top here. So here max most of the thing I told you, I already discussed here about the grid and the object and pivot point. That is enough for you to start your modeling, create object and model and interface and things. And little bit advanced I'm going to tell you. Over here top, you can see the first is the plus sign, then perspective, then standard, and then is default shading. Okay, Now what this will
Okay.
help you? Okay, the plus
Okay.
sign over here, it's the restore viewport. Restore viewport is same alt plus W. Remember the this thing, the shortcut we use to enlarge our viewport. It's like toggle button. Alt W, again you will go to back to normal view where you can see the other top view, front view, other views also. And again if you press alt W, then you will enlarge your viewport. So that is there.
Okay.
And other things is not now, it's important. And after plus sign there is a perspective. Perspective, it is telling which view are you looking at. Right now I am in perspective view, so this interface is my perspective view. That's it's saying. If you are in camera mode, suppose you are using camera and you are looking the object through a camera, then here the camera view will be activated, or you have to click the camera, this one option to get an camera view. Or if you want to go to a top view from this interface only. Okay, suppose I'm in perspective and I have to go to top view. This is a shortcut, just press T in keyboard, you go to top view. Or you can go from here also. Suppose I come back to perspective view, you press T, then also you go to top view, or just go here left side top, click over perspective, and here you can go to different views like top view, bottom view, front view, back view, left, right, whatever you feel like, you can go from here. Okay,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
so again I come in perspective view, and one more shortcut I will just write it down in words. To go to different view angle, I will write down the shortcut. Okay, for perspective it's just P, you have to press P, top T, and bottom. One second, no, it's bottom and back is also there.
Okay.
So one is B and another is your, I think, control and something is there. Wait, let me check it out. Bottom is B and back is nothing. Back, for back you have to press, I think, V. Sorry. If you press V, you will get a small this palette open. Here also you get all the option like front, back, top, bottom, left, right, whatever view you would like to see. You can just click over here. Like if I have to see the bottom view, I just click bottom over here. This is my bottom portion. Again, if I press V, I get a small palette where I can select. Suppose I have to see the perspective view. Again, I will click on perspective, and this is my perspective view. Okay, so just I will write down over here in word also. Bottom is B, bottom is B, and for view you have to press V, then select B or bottom. Sorry, back now. uh, Back, yes, right, back back. For front it's simple, F. Left view simple, L. For right view it's R. Do you have any question right now, Rima?
No, no, that's fine for now.
And it's okay the speed, or do you think I'm too slow, I should go a little faster? How it is? It's okay.
No, no, that's fine. You know, I think that's the right speed.
Right, your speed.
Yeah.
Now you able to understand now whatever I'm trying to explain over here?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, fine. Yeah, actually, you maybe feel little bored over here because it's the very basic and there's nothing exciting, model also here, nothing exciting texture also here. You might feel little bored, but no worries. Starting maybe little boring, but as far as you go further in this 3D now, it will very interesting thing, very interesting software.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, one thing I will do, I will get a 3D model, a good one 3D model. Then we will work on it. No, box is not looking good. Ah,
Okay.
wait. One more student is there. Just recently we created some good interior. There's some another student, this Firoz name, and we created a very nice good interior. His advanced level classes going on. So what we created, this we created on class only. See this one interior we created entire 3ds max V-Ray, 3ds max and V-Ray. So we'll start this and we will learn the interface with the help of this thing. Okay,
Okay.
just to making little interesting. Okay, living room 14. It is quite little heavy, not that much heavy.
Okay. तो आई थिंक आपको एनिमेशन भी आता है, राइट?
Animation
एनिमेशन भी
इसमें here we do camera animation and little bit of door and window animation, that is in 3D. Uh, but and rest all the animation we do in Lumion. Another thing. Because in 3D you go for animation render and a walkthrough, it will take lots of time to render the animation. So I prefer to go to Lumion for animation and all. Here mostly still render we prefer to do. So this is the file. Okay, I will go quickly. This is my camera view. See, remember here before it was perspective view in our case, because we are seeing to perspective, but here it's saying that we are in camera 001. See what happened now, most of the time you have multiple cameras in your scene, like camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, so you don't remember which camera currently I'm looking at. So over left side over top you can see, okay, I'm looking at camera 001. This is my first camera which I am looking at. So here it's just giving you an idea that you are viewing through this camera. You can change your angle camera from here itself. If I click on camera, I have only one camera. If I have multiple camera, no, there will be list of camera over here, like camera 1, 2, 3, 4, or any name whatever you would like to give over here. Or if you wish to go to any other view, like if I wish to go to perspective view, I can go easily from here. I will just click on perspective, and here I am in perspective view. And one thing more, you might have noticed this black border over here. No? Can you tell me what
Yeah.
is this? What is this? Make a guess. What is this black border on both the sides?
He's right. A curved में.
This black color border. This one on my left side of my working area and right side of my working area. This is very important. This is very important.
I
This
think
is
it's because you're in camera face, right?
perspective. I'm in perspective. See, I'm in perspective. This will appear in any view, whether you are in perspective, camera, top view, this will come. But what is this? How this comes? And this is very important. That's why I'm asking you. Just okay, see, I tell you what happened now. This is my render region. Only this much is going to render in my final output. This is what it is saying, that whatever goes out of this box will not going to render. You see over here?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's cutting the my interior scene is getting cut over here. That means this much will be cut in my final render also. So this is bounding box. Okay, in interface there is something called bounding box that tell you the actual render region, or you can say this is the render region. Whatever come within this bound, this yellow lines, no, Whatever come within this is going to render. If it go out of this box, it will not going to render. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. And how this appear? I will tell you the shortcut. This is Control plus F. Sorry, one second. Sorry, Shift is Shift plus F. I just make a quick note over here. Is bounding box, or you can say, yeah, let's say bounding box only. Now, what is bounding box? Is render region. Render RESI, render region. What that mean? Whatever comes, sorry, within this box or this area will going to render, and everything that goes outside this box will not render. Clear till here?
Yeah.
Okay, and the shortcut for this bounding box, I will quickly make a bracket over here and write over here, is Shift plus F. SHIFT, Shift, Shift plus F. Okay, if you press Shift plus F, you will see a box, a region. In future, I will tell you how to increase or decrease the size of this region also when we do render settings or render area, how much the size you want, like 1K. We usually talk with our client like how much render size you want, 1K, 2K, 4K, 5K. So when we are going to deal with those kind of settings, then I will also discuss how we are going to change this area of this bounding box. Okay, fine.
Okay.
So quickly I will just remove this because it is restricting my views. I'm not able to see the other complete viewport. So I will just click again Shift plus F so that I can see the entire viewport. Okay, so this is, we are talking about interface, and this is my 3D model with light, camera, and interior stuff is there. And here one thing more, if I have to go to top view, you can see I created at center axis. You see the black line. I always try to create whatever model or the scene is there, is have to be as close as the origin. It will help you in future. Okay, got it?
Okay.
I'll come to perspective view. Okay. Okay, in interface, in working area over right, you can see a small, what you say, small icon is over here. As I move my interface, my working area, this icon is also move. This is nothing but it will help you understand which view angle you are viewing. Yes, you are seeing your model. If I move at little bit of top, see, just telling you that you are looking from a top view of a model, or you are looking from a right view. You see over here right side, it's also moving. This is the right portion of your model, this is the left portion or front portion, or this is the left portion. What happened now, this is my rectangle, so I know this is my front view, this is my side, this is my top. Suppose if I create a sphere, suppose my model is some kind of sphere, so then it will be very difficult for me to understand which is the top view, which is the left, or which is the right view, no? So this over the right, this will gonna help you very much on this to understand, okay, this is the front view only, this is the top view of my model, because in circular shape it is difficult to understand which angle it is. Okay, so right side, this icon is just going to help you. It's also west, south, north. Most of the architectures is very much concerned with this direction also, like the door should be over west side only, the windows should be on the north side only. Now in 3D Max, how you will decide that which is the north side and which is the south side, no? So this right side, this small icon, this will help you to understand which is the north side, which is the west, which is the south side. This is also
Okay.
very helpful over here. And suppose one more help you will get from this icon is, suppose while working suddenly accidentally my object goes outside somewhere like this and I'm not able to see anything. Sometimes this happen. Okay, something happened and my object goes somewhere and not able to find out. I Because it's infinite, no, I'm not able to see the object. Then just you have to go here and click on this small icon. This is the home button actually. You see this small icon over here?
Yeah.
You just have to click over here and it will drag me to the center axis, the center 00 axis. Okay, this is the home, means 00 axis is the home button. So just I have to click on this icon and everything will be on my center of my viewport. Or you can press Z. Z is shortcut. If I press just Z, it will bring my object on at my viewport. Clear
Okay.
till now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, fine. So I think this much interface, whatever we had discussed over here, is enough for you to create any kind of model. Just go here right side. Just experiment with the shapes available, like box. Just click, drag, try to create a shape and move and rotate it and see with the help of this icon and see with the help of this or the options over here like perspective, front, left, top, all these things over here. See,
Okay.
it's a so safe frame. The bounding box which I just discussed with you right now, that is shift plus F. That's the name is safe frame. The work
Okay.
is same. The bounding box work is same. Whatever comes within it, it will going to render, and whatever goes out of this, it will not going to render that. Simple. See
Okay.
what are the other options? Just quickly, I will go over here. Viewport clipping, a little bit I will tell you a little bit later. This is a very different thing. I will tell you a little bit later. Okay, undo view pen. Okay, here we have two kind of undo. Suppose you moved a object and you, if you want it to come back to its original position, simple control plus Z. That is quite clear, right?
Yeah.
Whatever action you will do, control plus Z will undo. And if you have to redo, then control plus Y. Okay, it will get a
Okay.
one step further. Control
Mm-hmm.
plus Z one step back, and control plus Y one step further. Just write it down also quickly. Undo is like CTRL control plus Z, and I will write redo. Redo means one step further. It will be like CTRL plus Y. Clear till now?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. And suppose uh, you are seeing an object to an angle, this my camera angle, and suppose this camera angle moves. Suppose this camera angle moves like this, and you want to get back to this camera angle, not the object, not anything else, just the camera angle, because it's rotated now. This my interface is rotated. So if suppose this is my actual which was working and suddenly accidentally it moved, so there is a undo for this camera angle also, and that is your I think shift Z. Okay, shift Z is to your viewing angle or the particular angle which you are seeing your object, to undo that thing. Okay, is shift plus Z. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay, now I will write over here also, undo camera angle. See, shift plus Z. shift plus Z. Okay, so for now I am keeping this interface here. It is, let's talk something about the over my top, the menu bars. If you have any question you can ask regarding the interface, the working area, whatever we had discussed now, or should I continue? Tell me.
No, you can continue. That's fine for now.
Okay, fine. So there is more details about this interface and working area which we are going to see later on when we do the actual modeling or other actual the will start, then we will see. As of now, for working purpose, this much knowledge is enough for you to create and practice the things. Now start with the menu bar, the top menu over here. Over here, the first most important thing is how to save your file, how to import your different assets to 3ds Max, how to export, how to open the files. So that we're gonna learn here right now. See, the first thing you will see is file. Obviously new, it will create a new file, but we don't create new, we always go for reset. There is one simple reason in that. Whatever happened now, see here you can see lots of settings I already did. Over my left there is toolbars, there is a corona toolbar, there is a video toolbar, there is some maybe some script is there. So whatever script, whatever this interface I have customized, if I go for new, then everything will go for default. Everything, this customized things will go away. So it's recommended you always go for reset, not for new but for reset. Reset will get a fresh 3ds Max, but it will also remembers all your interface settings, whatever you did with your toolbars, or suppose some extra shortcuts you created for your script or other things, that will be as it is. Clear?
Yeah.
So always you go for reset. If you want a fresh file, you go for reset. Okay, open, obviously it will go to a path. First you have to save or you have to don't save. Go to a path and it will help you to browse a Max file to open. Open recent, it remembers all the files, 10 files right now that you recently worked. Save, say it will save this file. Save is, it will save with a different name.
Okay.
I will like recommend you, whenever you are working on a very important project, always save multiple copies, because what happened, 3ds Max like corrupt the files most of the times, whether file got heavy or the texture got heavy or what xyz reasons, it goes on, like file will get corrupted with no reasons. Okay, so it always, see, if you see my file also, now I have multiple file like 14, 14a, 14b, 12, 13, 14, 15, same file, but for each next level of changes, I whatever I does, I give a new name, so that what happened now, even my previous file or my current file got corrupted, I have other backup files with me. Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
so use reset to get a fresh 3ds Max, and use save as, not save as, to save your file. Always give a new name and save your file. That's it.
Okay.
Import, help you to import, like here you see I have imported my, let me just go to layer and hide. Oh no, it will be just from here, just click and I will drag this portion. See, I have imported a CAD file over here. This is my CAD 3D outline of my interior. So this I have imported from AutoCAD file to 3ds Max. So, any other things you would like to import, you have to go to file and then import. Okay, we're gonna discuss this later on. I'll just show you what are the options available when we actually
Okay.
do interior, exterior, or any other things. I will discuss every steps in details then. Fine.
Okay.
Okay, and then similarly export. Suppose I also work in Lumion. So from here, how I will get this model from 3D to Lumion? What are the settings I have to do? So that we will also discuss later. But this is the option where you have to go to file, select the object, go to file, export. If you click on export, it will export the entire scene, the entire object that is in your scene, like this reference image or this reference box or the models or the inside this whatever is there, it will like export everything. Or if you want to export only a particular object, like only this, I want this TV unit to be exported. Okay, this is my small TV unit. If you want to export only this one particular object, not the entire object, not the entire scene, you have to select the object and you have to go to file, export, and export selected only. Clear?
Okay.
Okay, fine. mm, Here one very important thing is there. Preferences project, one second now, I think this uh manage asset toggle, yeah, this one. What happened now, here you see there is some texture also on my object, right? Like television texture is there, in the background there is some tiles texture is there. Now to assign texture or to give, there's a different method, like material, we will doing material, then I will tell you how to assign texture. But suppose it happened that texture lost, you somewhere texture is you kept somewhere in your 3ds on your computer, and suppose in 3ds max you are not able to browse the texture, then you have to go to file and references, and here you will track all your these textures. My textures, where it is saved, what is the name of the texture, and OK means the texture is found. 3ds max has found the texture and it's okay, there's no problem with the texture. And there is everything you see. This file missing means this texture or this TGA means target file is missing, it is not there in the folder. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
If you have anything ask regarding this also, you can ask me. Okay,
Okay.
so this is the IES light or texture or any kind of reference image, whatever you are using here in 3ds max file. Now you will get everything over here, and it will tell you where it is saved, all the texture, where is my texture is like located. And if it is not located over here, 3ds max not able to find the texture, then it will be so here file is missing, and you have to right click and then give set path. Okay, set path, and you have to give the path where the actual texture is over here. We'll do it later on when we do work with the texture. When we are working on the textures, materials, I will tell you everything, like what happened when texture is missing, what happened, how, if you want to change your texture, everything. Okay, in detail we're going to work, but this is important portion. File, preferences, assets means textures. Clear?
Yeah.
So in file, this much is important, you have to remember till now. Let's move further. Edit, again control Z, undo, redo, same thing is over here. Move, rotate, scale is very simple. Here also on toolbar, on top toolbar, there's different toolbar available. Okay, left side you will see video toolbar, corner toolbar, top you will see the basic toolbar of Max over here, that will help you to select, rotate, scale. Same thing given over here also on edit also, same thing, selection, select, invert, select, is everything about selecting the object. Clear?
Yeah.
Tools, there's lots of other things we're going to cover later on when we are going to discuss a little detail about the stuff. Then we are going to cover this details stuff. Right now you don't have to worry about this. Group, simply if you want to group an object, see right now if I click over here right side, you will see it's group. If you don't give any name, the 3ds Max will give a default name like group 1 2 3 4, group 5 6 7 8, like that. Or you can rename and give your particular group name like TV unit. If I can rename it TV unit, this is my TV unit group. Simple. This
Yeah.
entire thing, the TV unit and the background and the deck over here, complete group is my TV unit. This is my group. So if you want to group object, you have to, like, I give show you little example over here. I create a different objects. Okay, if I need to group this together, just select all the objects. See, all the objects selected, go to group and then group. See, by default it will give a name. If you don't want this default name, you can give your own name, like this is my box group, okay, just enter, click outside, and when you click the object, you will see all the three will be selected, and when you move, all three will move together. Simple.
Yeah.
Okay, so this group is about that. Open ungroup, it will just undo that. Now everything will be separated. Open, it will open the group. You see this bounding box, that is telling that this objects are in group, but the group is open as of now. If I click and move, you can move it separately. If you click this bounding box and move, you can move the entire thing. Okay, this bounding box over here, small icon, this showing a group. These three are in a group. Okay, again I will go in group and I will close the group. Clear? One more thing, I would like to add here. Suppose you created a group. Okay, suppose you created a group, and again after 1 or 2 days you created a different model, and you want this model to be part of this group. Now what you will do? Again you will go ungroup and make a separate group. No, you don't have to do that. Just make sure this group is closed. The original group should be closed. The group should be closed. Okay, select the new object, and if you want this new object to be part of this existing group, just go to group and attach. Attach means attach to a new group. Attach, and then you have to select the group, which group you want to attach this model. Suppose this one, then click on over here. Now you will see all the 4 object is now selected. You see this small blue line over here, Rima?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, this telling that now everyone is one group. Click outside, and again if you click any object, you will see all will be selected, and now a new object is also part of this group. Clear?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, same thing we go. If you want the object to not the part of the group, same thing just goes group and open. First open, then click the object, and then again go to group and then detach. First we did attach, and then we have to do detach. Now this is no more a part of this group.
Okay.
Grouping is very important. Rima, just make a note of this. Whatever I'm telling you about grouping, about save, about it, this is a very important thing and very basic thing. You have to remember. You have to very comfortable with these things. No, yeah. For example, see this
Yeah.
TV unit. Huh? Just for example, see this TV unit. Everything is under one group and under
Yeah.
one layer. Okay, under one layer. Here also you can see I have different TV unit layer, sofa set layer, plane layer, floor layer. Very important to keep your important objects in different layers. It will be easy for you to handle the project. See, if I click over here, you will see a TV unit is a group. If I go to group, if I click on open, see these are separate, like TV is separate, the background object is, the PowerPoint is in different place. I will tell you how to check this PowerPoint. See, this object is separate, everything is so separated. I created differently and I bought together, and I just make a group of it, and this completely, and I can easily move this wherever I wish to. And if I have to scale up and down, suppose I created a this thing, and on my measurement, suppose on my measurement it is not fit, if I have to scale it uniformly, then I can just make a group, and scale button is over here. You can use this scale button to uniformly scale everything, every group member, with just one click, one scale option. So this is very important to group, ungroup the different objects. Clear?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, Rima. So what I'm thinking that for one class, for this one session, I think this much information is enough for you, or you want to continue the class?
Uh, it depends on you actually. What do you
Would
think?
you?
आपको क्या लगता
Let me see group. What else is left? Explode views. Views. Let me see what else is left. The very basic and important thing, just I will tell you that. Separate, no, create. Okay, we will do a little bit of this object also. A little bit I will tell you about the object. Let's take for 10 minutes more. Fine.
है? Okay.
In
Yeah.
10 minutes quickly I will tell you about different object, so that you can create basic shapes and all, and you can practice out that. Okay, so after grouping, we have view. View is again seeing object in different view angle, camera angle, and other things is there. There's lots of other thing also we're gonna discuss later on, not right now. Create. Now here comes the creation part. Over the right side you see the control panel, the creation tools over here, box, sphere, cylinder. Same thing over here also, on create bar also you will see box, cone, sphere, and there's other things also help you to create the object. We're gonna discuss then all later on, but we start with the basic shapes, basic of box or sphere shape we're gonna start. And okay, so create is all about creating the light, camera, whatever you want to create you can create from here, or you can go to toolbar to my left, or to this toolbar to my right, this control panel, that will help you to create different objects. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay, after creation there's modification. mm, Not right now. First we learn with creation, then we go for modification. Animation come later on. It's more of a like rigging and animation, the bones and the skins and these things. We're not going to cover this the animation part. The VFX and animation part goes. Graphic editor later on. After render we see the editing parts. How to edit your this render thing. Rendering, when we do render, then we discuss the tools and settings of render. Customize. Yes, one thing very important about customize. See what happened now. Whenever you start 3ds Max file, before creating any model, before creating any box, plane, anything, or before importing also, if you are planning to import something, stop for a while and check the unit setup. Okay, unit setup is all about the measurement, the centimeter, meter, the 3ds Max which we are using currently. If I, for example, just I click on one object, see, okay, this box over here, there is something size of this box, there will be some size, no, some width, some depth, some height. Now what is that? What is the height of that? What is the measurement? Maybe it's in centimeter, maybe this size in feet or inches. How to know it, the size and all? You have to go to the right side control panel and click on the modify tab. You have the modify tab little bit over here. You click over here and you will see the length, width and height of your 3D object. And here I think I have discussed this, no, the inches over here.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Inches, centimeter. Now this is what I'm going to trying to explain over here. This, the measurement unit, you have to make sure what is the measuring unit of your TDS Max file.
Okay.
To control that, to change the measuring unit, you have to go to customize. Customize means customizing your interface, how the interface will look, how the object will look, everything whatever you do, customize the original settings, you have to go to customize. Clear?
Okay.
So there's lots of thing are there, like how the interface will look. The black color is right now it's black color, you want white color or any other color. There is customized user interface, lots of things there that is not use of. The most important thing here is, as of now I will say, the unit setup. Okay, plugin manager references we see later on. Right now you just focus on unit unit setup means that only centimeter meter what it is. So just click over here on unit setup, you will see a small palette will open. Okay, the top portion system unit setup means this is the for 3ds Max. Now if you click over here, you will see 1 unit is equal to inches. Now this, sorry I cannot click outside. The grid portion, the grid, remember that grid we had discussed 0 axis, that grid unit here it is saying that 1 unit equal to 1 inches. When you work on a bigger project, the client will tell you the unit setup to what you should keep. It should be 1 inches or it should be 1 centimeter. Because what happen now, if your file is merged with another person's file, that another person file, this system unit setup should be same, 1 unit should be 1 inches. Otherwise what happen now, otherwise you will this box here, suppose this box is over here, suppose this is 2 feet height for example. Okay, if you import the same file to another person's file, if you merge two files, if the unit setup is different, it will come like this. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
That's why it is always recommended the unit setup should be same if you're merging two files, if you are using two different files of 3ds Max, and if you are working on one file, and if you are merge those models with model of another file, always remember to set this unit setup. The unit setup should be same for both the 3ds Max files. Whatever it is, you may work on inches, you may work on feet, centimeter, but it should be same for all the files which files are going to merge. Clear till now?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, quickly I will go with this. This is simple and very important. Now second, over here it will tell about like centimeters, feet, inches. Whatever you set over here, it will display over right side at the property of the object. If you want to work with feet, uh, inches, feet or inches, you have to go to US standard, and here you will get feet, inches. Fractional is like 3/4, 1/4, it will come like that. Decimal, it will come in 0.0, like 12.5 inches. 12 feet 5 inches will come 12.5. As you see over here, I selected decimal, or over my right height is 7 feet 7 inches, 13 feet 6 inches, 0.88. Clear?
Yeah, that's fine.
Fine, no? Okay, so same, it's simple. If you want to work with centimeter, you have to go to matrix, is centimeter, meter, meter, you will get over here. It's your preference, you can work on centimeter, or you, if you feel easy to work on feet and decimal, you have to go to US standard and just click feet and decimal and just click OK. Your unit setup is done.
Okay.
Clear till now?
Yeah, that's fine for now. Yeah.
Okay, so customize is done, scripting, interface, content. Okay, so the top portion is done. Over my right, quickly I will just show you some tool, this basic option, basic this ready-made shapes available over here. This I will go that, and then we will wind up class for today's session. That's okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine, no? So this over here you can see is my command panel, and here you will create the object and you will modify or rename or whatever you want to do with the object. Any particular object you can do from here. The first portion is to create the object. This is the plus sign. You can see the geometry. Now creation also have different things like geometry is there, light is there, camera is there. So right now we are going to see the geometry. Geometry means the hard objects. Here is box, quite simple, nothing to explain over here. Sphere, cylinder, torus, teapot, some ready-made objects over here for you to work with this, or you can modify this and create something a different shape. Text, if you want to write some text over here, like I will write my name Bipin. There is an option to change the font and the size of that, and if I click on the interface, text will be appear over here, and then I can rescale all that thing. Clear till now? The basic shapes. Okay, Rima, so what I was thinking that this will be enough for today's class, and we can wind up right now. And if you have any question regarding whatever we had discussed today, you can ask me.
I think till now it's fine. I'll practice and let you know.